भारत में 2500 वर्षों से बौद्ध धर्म का वजूद है और देश के हर कोने में बौद्ध परंपरा और संस्कृति फल फूल रही है। लेकिन भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार नोबल विजडम यानी शराब संगपो के नाम से शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो भारत की बौद्ध परंपरा और बौद्ध धर्मावलंबियों की ताकत को उजागर करता है। इसी मकसद से पेश है एक और एपिसोड। कार्यक्रम में अगले कुछ दिनों तक आप जानकारी पाएंगे हिमालय क्षेत्र की बेजोड़ पारंपरिक चिकित्सा पद्धति सोआ रिगपा के बारे में।
So let me jump into the proximate cause. The proximate cause, the near cause. Now let's say, as I told you before, our mind is the main source of our stress. Then comes the lung energy or the wind energy. Without this lung energy in our mind, there is no point to talk about stress and tension. So again, when we talk about the lung energy, according to Soa Rigpa or Tibetan medicine, there are 5 kinds of lung energy, and they are life-sustaining lung, which is the subtlest form of lung. It is the seat of our mind. So they, as I told you, they are interrelated. When we think about the subtlest level of our lung, it also helps to hold our mind. So they are interrelated. The lung get disturbed, the mind get disturbed, the mind get disturbed, then the lung get disturbed. So what we have to do? For the mind, we have to change our mind. For the physical disturbance, we have to treat with accordingly. There are many methods. So let me tell you another steps, the contributing factors which flares up our stress. There are many contributing factors. It can be categorized under 4: seasonal influences, evil spirit influences, diet, lifestyle. Seasonal influences, you may wonder why seasonal influences. As I told you, our body and mind are interrelated, so we have to think about the wind disturbance. Wind is disturbed because of seasonal changes. So when because of these seasonal changes affects our wind energy, it disturbs our mind. So when we talk about lung energy, during summer, we should be very careful, especially early in the morning and the evening. We should be very careful because during summer, early in the morning and evening, there are more chances of aggravation of wind energy. So when these conditions are dormant there, then there are more chances of accumulation of stress. Feeling of stress is more chances. So then comes the evil spirit influences. Yeah, there are certain cases of stress and tension which influenced by evil spirit. We have to believe. In that cases, we have to treat the evil spirit. This is another case. Then comes the diet. Again, we have to think about the diet which disturbs the lung. There are certain diets which has rough nature, cold nature, innutritious foods, and the foods and drinks which you take very cold temperature. That all disturbs the lung energy, because lung energy is, the nature of lung energy is something like that. It's very mobile, rough, cold, and this way. So it definitely hurts our lung energy and it disturbs the seats of our mind. When those who consume too much of this kind of food are more prone to stress and tension. Those who are consuming too much of this rough diet and nutritious food, more prone to. Especially those who have lung constitution, wind constitution, they are more prone to stress and tension.
कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे। जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां।
Namaste, Tashi Dilek. My name is Tenzin Yanki. I'm Tibetan astrologer from Dharamsala, Menzikhang. 29th November, Monday, 23rd day of the 10th lunar month. The elemental combination is fire-water. The combination of death and has the energy of bringing suffering. This day is unfavorable for all undertakings because it weakens vital energy. Pui Namgu falls on this day, so avoid birthday celebration and taking your baby for the first time outside your home is not favorable. Bumdong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing north. 30th November, Tuesday, 24th day of the 10th lunar month. The elemental combination is fire and fire. A good combination, and this brings growth and increase. Indication of receiving gifts and offers are there. The day is specifically good for doing business, planting grains, practicing generosity and making offerings to well-to-dos. Maginamgo, violent activities, especially taking part in physical fight, will not be favorable. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing north. Sexy is also there, so you should refrain from performing and undergoing surgery and thoracic therapies like moxibustion, bloodletting, and golden needle therapy. 1st December 2010, Wednesday, 26th day of the 10th lunar month. The elemental combination is water-wind. Inauspicious combination, and this brings disharmony and separates friends and relatives. Particularly on this day, refrain from doing work related to construction and moving of houses. Also avoid marriage, shows and celebration, and borrowing or refunding debts because Kikang also falls on same day. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing north. Thank you and see you tomorrow at same time.
We need to talk about impermanence. I am tempted not to speak so much about what is already there in the text that we all can read, but just use some of the modern scientific technology and demonstrate it inside out, how your lung is functioning, how your heart is beating. If there is a slight impermanence, otherwise, as I said, it will be very difficult to have us activated and move in the path of the Dharma. As I said, that is the teaching that the first teaching that the Buddha gave and the last teaching that the Buddha gave with so much emphasis. So much emphasis. So this is an area we need to think, sit down and think. Not just reading the text, but think how fragile you are, when are you going to die. One thing is sure, that you are going to die. One thing that is not sure is when you are going to die. Any time it can come. So what you should be doing, or what we should be doing, whether we should be living and planning as if we are not going to die, or we should be planning and living a life in accordance with the reality that we are going to die. Probably last year also I give this example. The benefit of, there are countless benefits of meditation or reflection on impermanence. Last year probably here or somewhere else I give you this example that comes in one of the mind training teaching, where it says, where it gives the example of two or three criminals who are caught and to be killed after say 5-6 hours. So they have only 5 hours to live together. So during these 5 hours, what they should be doing? Being mean and nasty to each other, killing each other, hurting each other, or doing something better, consoling each other, praying together. What is sensible? Naturally, we'll all say, since they have only 5-6 hours to live together, so it is natural and sensible that they should be consoling each other, praying each other. Instead, if they try to kill each other and being mean to each other, you will feel very shocked. How come these people, they have only 5 hours to live together and still being mean to each other? So this is an example that we can all understand. And then in that mind training text it says, we are in a exactly in a similar situation. Like these criminals who had 5-6 hours to live together, we had slightly longer time, maybe 50-60 years to live together, not more than that. After that, like these criminals, we'll all be killed, we'll all be gone. So what is sensible to do when we are living together for 50-60 years? By being mean to each other, or being nice and helping each other? So therefore, what the point that I'm making is, as I said earlier, Buddhism has to make sense. So if you reflect in this way, then you will be able to see, yes, there is a lot of benefit. And if you read text is like Shantideva's Bodhicharyavatara, it says that if once you understand this meaning of impermanence, then you will be able to really understand that what is the worth of an impermanent person developing too much attachment to another who is impermanent. And what is the use of an impermanent person developing hatred towards another person who is also impermanent. You see. So there is a lot of benefit. And then the whole question of development of renunciation, reducing attachment, all this is possible by meditating on impermanent. So therefore one of the texts clearly says that this meditation and reflection on impermanent is really like a hammer that will destroy all negative emotions. If that is not there, if that understanding of impermanence is not there, that readiness to travel, continue your journey is not there, then you will make preparations to stay forever. See? So therefore, it is very important to understand these 4 seals, starting with the impermanence. Here in the 4 seals, it talks about all conditioned things are impermanent. All conditioned things are impermanent. Now this word conditioned, in Tibetan it is called duje, something that has been created by coming together of many causes and conditions. Something that is created, something that is a product of coming together of many causes and conditions is impermanent. Anything that is a product, that is a creation of many causes and conditions, are impermanent, transient. So that has a wide spiritual implication of wide spiritual practice. That means you apply this concept both in positive areas and also negative areas for your spiritual practice. Like in the case of the negative emotions, these are also conditioned phenomena, meaning that they also come into being by depending on many causes and conditions. So therefore, if you are somebody who is trying to remove these negative emotions, it is extremely important to first of all find out the causes and conditions, the facilitating factors for these negative emotions, and try to get rid of those causes and conditions. Unless you remove the causes and conditions of these negative emotions, they will be there. So similarly, in the case of cultivation of positive emotions, including the highest achievement of enlightenment, since they are also conditioned phenomena, therefore they are dependent on causes and conditions. So therefore you need to first of all identify, if you want to develop, say, compassion or love, loving kindness, whatever, you need to really find out the causes and conditions and cherish and cultivate those causes and conditions. And in terms of cultivating the causes and conditions, it is not only important to cultivate the causes and conditions, but also complete causes and conditions. Just like in the growth of a plant, although certain causes and conditions are there, but it is not complete, then it will not grow, or even if it grow, it will grow incomplete. So therefore you need causes and conditions, and complete causes and conditions, and unmistaken causes and conditions.